How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called Little Mountain Country. We're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Now the time has come. Little Mountain Country is here. This card contains 84 fields, one big forest, one large courtyard, one large building site, BGA 500 kilowatts, BGA 60 kilowatt, vehicle dealer, 12 sales outlets, 13 productions, 100 collectibles, new fruits, millet, treticle, spelled, cattle dealer, animals on the map, chickens, pigs, cows. There are seeds and fertilizer, precision farming DLC. There are mods required for this map, starting with the wind turbine package by Razak, Aunt Emma's shop by LSMT modding team Stefan, Dutch Shed Pack by Raff Farmer and DMI 20mm Normandy, Cowshed 3+3 by DMI 20mm Normandy, BGA 60 kilowatt by Mifuse S, or Mifuse, Fish Farming by VX Mapping, Sugar Factory by Gamers HZSFSH, Half Timbered Farm Building by Vertex Design, Open Chicken Coop by Namag Mods, Cafe by Lelort, Bale and Pallet Storage by Raleigh Christie 1, VSR Modding Sir, Modern Pigsty by Vertex Design, Agricultural Fair by Chenben, Feed Mixing Plants by DS Power. This map was created by LS Schleswig, Holstein. Phew, that was, sorry, that was a brutal pronunciation. And this map is 208.53 megabytes to download. And if we take a look, this is what the map looks like. And you can see that we start on the map just about here towards the west side of the map. We start out by owning farmlands number 2, 8, 19, 32, 48, 78, and 89. Farmlands number 2, 8, 19, 32, 48, and 79 are all fields with no products to start out with. And number 89 is a grass field with grass ready to harvest. You do not start out by owning an actual farm, even though you do start on the starting farm, or what would be considered the starting farm. There are a few oddities that just things that strike me as odd. I don't know if these are intentional or anything like that, or potentially things that are going to be needing fixing in the future. I'm not sure, but we're going to go through this. I'll show you what I found, and we'll kind of go from there. So, starting out with field prices, they do vary, and there are a good range from small to large on this map. So take a look here. We kind of start out in the southern portion where you got $74,000 field. You got another $93,000, $55,000. You got a couple down here, number 29 at $48,000, $39,000. You've got some really good starting fields, really good, and you have a good slew of starting fields to kind of go off of already. But then you can kind of work your way up to some of these: 453,000, 496,000. Got 265, let's see, right here, 256. So yeah, I mean, none of them get up to be too expensive. Like $500,000, if you like are really working, isn't going to be that hard to build your way up to. Let's see, come down here. There are animal pens and pastures right at the very start. You do have access to the chicken pasture, even though, again, it's not on a farm that you actually own, but you do have access to it. Contracts are available on this map, production chains, none to start out with, and you do have collectibles on this map, 100 to be precise, and they are the little wooden toys that you would see from Elm Creek. Now, there are mods specific to this map, nothing under the buy menu, but under the build mode, under starting with sheds, we scroll over to the right, you'll see a couple down here towards the end. The shelter with back wall and the small garage. You see down at the bottom where it says Little Mountain Country. Those are the mods that are specifically put in by the map maker for this map, and they're only going to be found in this map, at least this version of them. Now under silos, we also have a couple down here at the end. Let's see. Nothing under silo extensions, but under containers. We have a couple here as well. Under tools as well. We do have a couple down there at the end, but nothing under farmhouses. Under productions, scroll all the way to the right, you'll see a whole bunch of the factories that are specific to this map, and a lot of those are just modified in the way they look. I don't think they're actually modified in the way they're performing. They're just modified textures on the outside. Then there's nothing under sell points, greenhouses, orchards, or generators. Under animals, there is nothing under cows, horses, pigs, sheep, chickens, bees, but under others, you do have a $1 doghouse. Decorations, there is nothing under this whole tab. And then lastly, under landscaping, painting, you do have a ton of different swatches, which is really cool. Very nice to see. But nothing under trees and nothing under plants. Now, because we do start technically at the starting farm, we're going to start out by going over the starting equipment. So under the buy menu, if we scroll down to the owned items, you start out by owning a small tractor, the Fendt Favorite 515C, medium tractors, the John Deere 7810, harvesters, the Deutz-Fahr Toplighter 4090H, trailers, the Kloss Carrot 140TD, the header for the Deutz-Fahr, plows, the Agromaz POV 5XL, cultivators, the Amazon Senio 4000 Super, subsoilers, the Kverneland DTX 300AR, seeders, the K-Brand S-Pro 6000 RC, sprayers, the Hardy Navigator 4000 Delta Force, fertilizer spreaders, the Amazon ZATS 3200, slurry tanks, the FarmTech Super Cease 800, weeders, the Enbach Pneumatic Star 900, mowers, the K-Brand GMD 4411, tedders, the Vicon Fanex 904, windrowers, the K-Brand GA 4731, forage wagons, the Strautmann Zalon CFS 2501DO, balers, the Pottinger Impress 125F Pro, front loaders, the Quickie Q4M, wrong button, front loader tools, the Albut Bale Spike, header trailers, you have the Deutz-Fahr header trailer, and then lastly under weights, the John Deere Pickup 900. And that is your starting equipment. You start out with quite a bit of stuff, but we have to borrow a little bit of money at this point because we're going to take a look at the starting farm first. Even though you do have to buy it, it's not technically a starting farm. Again, this is one of the oddities, one of the weird things I found about this map. And what's different about this map as well is that all of your starting equipment is up at the shop. So this, yeah, that should be enough for now. So if we take a look at the map here at farmland number 91, you can purchase this for $462,571. Go ahead and buy that. Now all this stuff appears. A lot of stuff to go through on the farm. So sleep trigger right here. Right here you have your input for your silo, or I should say a silo, because you have another one. Another output for your silo right there. Run around the side here. Let's bring up the map on the side there so we don't lose track. Right here we have a slurry tank right here. Over here we have a chicken pasture where we have room for 47 chickens. Your feed goes here, eggs are there. Fuel tank right here. These are actually really cool. So this is a mixing station for total mixed ration. And you can see you've got 1,500 liters of hay, 1,500 liters of silage, 500 of straw, 50 of mineral feed will give you 3,550 liters of total mixed ration. Not too bad, not too bad. And then this one is for pigs. And again, the recipe, 1,500 liters of potatoes, 450 of corn, 450 of wheat, and 250 of canola. Gives you 2,650 liters of pig food. Over here, we have a manure heap. We have 2 cow barns, exactly the same. They will hold 200 cows. You have your milk point right here. Open this door. Nope, wrong door. This door. Come down here. lower this bridge right here, and this is your input for your feed as well as your straw, I believe. And then right back here is your slurry output right there. And again, same thing on this building here, just kind of in reverse. Or no, I'm sorry, it is in the same orientation. Another manure heap right here. Over here we have a bale and pallet storage right here, room for 750 bales or pallets. Solid fertilizer silo right here. Over here we have a pig barn, pigsty. We have the output for the slurry right here. And then right here, room for 460 pigs at this particular facility. Feed input is right here. And then this way, over here, we have a Karma 16 silo. This will hold either seeds or the mineral feed. Bunch of storage around the farm here, you can see. Big storage facilities. Again, same thing here. Bunker silo right here. And then another silo right here, far back corner of the farm. So you have two silos to kind of start out with. No product in either one of them. It's just, again, another oddity. You have one silo and then there's another one. So it's just, there's a few little, almost seem like oversights. Now it could be just meant to be. I love the little fighter jets just kind of going overhead. I do like that. So at this point, this is everything we can see here at the starting farm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and teleport over to the shop where all the starting equipment is. We can see how it's all oriented from there, and then we can kind of make our way around the map, because that's basically how we're going to be able to get around. So I will see you over there in just a second. Alright, so I'm up here at the shop, and if we take a look, you can see you've got a mixture of these cloth bits of equipment that are actually just meant to be decoration. You got a Deutz Fahr right here as well, but you've got all of your equipment just kind of in the showroom as well. And it's kind of a cool little way to start a map. I know there's several maps that do this. I believe there's a map by Missy B, if I remember right, that is similar to this kind of setup. But yeah, this one definitely is like the most packed of the showrooms. But let's see, right here, right in the entranceway, you do have your shop trigger. And whoops, facing a different orientation. And over here, you have your repair trigger with your header right there. You have a, they call it a gas station, but I tend to call them a fuel tank. And you'll see several gas stations. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to walk down the street just a little ways, because that's where a couple of the points of interest are, and then we'll backtrack to the shop, and I will, actually I'll probably purchase a truck just to be able to get around the map. Whoops. Get around the map just a little bit faster. Okay. So over here is one of the required mods for this map. This is the fish farming production point. Come over here. You can purchase this for $150,000. And we're going to purchase this just so we can see what it required, because not every person may have this downloaded on a map that they play on or anything like that. So corn mineral feed will get you fish. That's it. It's very straightforward. And it's kind of a cool little mod. You have your input over here, and your outputs are right here. No? Yes. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's your output is right here. Okay, sorry. I was thinking, I wasn't sure about it because I was also thinking there's another one that's very similar to this one. And that one they actually spawn out in a container. So that one I think is fine. Now over here we have the grain mill. Whoops. Right here. Purchase this for $96,000. You have your input here and your output there. And like I said, now I'm going to run back to the shop. I'm going to buy me a pickup truck so I can make my way around the map a little bit faster than 32 miles an hour. And there's going to be some parts where it's going to take a minute to get to place to place. So I feel that this will probably be the better option. So get over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and purchase a pickup truck. There we go. There it is. Plenty of spawning space right here in the front of the shop here. Yeah, this will be a lot better. So miss that turn right there because that's actually an outlet for the area that we're getting ready to go into. And this is the inlet. Okay, so tucked around the back here, this is the Aunt Emma's sell point right here. And then tucked away over here, right here is the, let's see, supermarket sell point. No, I'm sorry, this is the market sell point. And then tucked around the backside over here, this is the supermarket sell point. And then right over here, this is the supermarket center sell point. So you have the supermarket, I'm sorry, the market, the supermarket, and the supermarket center. It's going to be a lot of tight-ish driving, especially once you get some of the bigger equipment. Now right here, this is the cafe. You can purchase this for $26,000. Again, this may be one that has appeared on several maps, but we're going to go ahead and buy it real quick. And this, you can make bread, cake, butter, cheese, and chocolate. We're used to the recipes. We're just not necessarily used to the types of productions for this building. And now over here, we have a sugar mill. $60,000 will purchase this. You have your output right here and your input tucked away in the back over here. And like I was mentioning earlier, you know, this sugar mill is a perfect example. This is one of the modified sugar mills that you would see on the specific to this map list that I was presenting earlier. But you can see how it's basically the same building, just different textures on the sides of it. So you got the nice brick kind of texture for it. Very, very nice. I like it when a map maker will kind of make a mod their own kind of thing and just put that kind of veneer over it. Just they show the mod a little bit of love and kind of make it unique for the map and the style that they're going for. So now coming up here, I'm going to make a left, follow this around to the right. There we go. Right here is the bakery. You can purchase this for $50,000, and you have your input and output right back here. So normally the output's right here, but I do not see the little hash box. Huh. I think that's like the second time here recently where I've seen a map where it hasn't had that hash box for the bakery. It's odd. Alright, now we're going to follow this road around. I love the bells in the background. Whoa. gas station to my right, gas station to my left. Just in case you don't want to make a left or a right, you can go one or the other. So now we're going to head down the road. Oops. I was going too fast. Tucked around the back side here, this is the hotel sell point. Now we turn around. And we pull in here. Now this over here is the carpentry. You can purchase this for $60,000. And again, we're used to this kind of design for the carpentry, but we're not used to this texture of brick and all that stuff. So it's really nice. I really do like this. Input here, the wood cell trigger here, output there. Let's see. Beside the carpentry here is the lime station. Buy point for your lime. Over tucked away behind the carpentry is the smaller of the two biogas plants. $150,000 to purchase this. On the other side over here, right there, you have the BD, Boy David Cell Point. And then over here, we have the oil mill, the inputs and outputs right there. And you can purchase this for $80,000. Right beside it is another sugar mill. Purchase that for $70,000. Pull around this side. Input to my left, output to my right. Right here is the cereal factory. Purchase that for $110,000. Input and output right beside each other. Let's see. Make sure that my... Yes, okay. Just making sure that my notes are in alignment to where I'm at. Now coming up to my left, this is the agricultural fair. Whoops, there's a blocking part there. There is a wood cell trigger here, and this is an area that will take a lot of the various different products. Again, this is a mod that is required for the map. Now here we want to make a left, go under the bridge. And just continue to follow this road around. All the way down here. Let's see. And now we come up to our left. This is the second biogas plant, and this is the far bigger of the two. Come up to here, you'll see $1,180,000 for this biogas plant. We have our inputs for solids here, liquid inputs there, liquid output, aka our digestate, right there. And you know what? I don't think I showed the inputs and outputs for the previous biogas, the smaller of the two. Big bunker silos right here. then, was it over here? Nope, was not over here. It's the next road down. There we go, make a right. Alright, so at this point, let me go ahead and show where we've been and what we've seen up to this point. So I just pull in off the road here. Okay, we'll go to the map. So we started here on the main farm. We just went around seeing everything that was able to be seen there. We then teleported all the way over to the northeast portion of the map right here at the vehicle shop. We saw the shop trigger, the repair trigger, that's a little bit further south there. We saw the gas station, as they call it, or the fuel tank as I call it. We then walked down to the fish farming and the grain mill, then came all the way back up. We purchased a vehicle at that point, came up and around down to here where we saw the Aunt Emma shop. Then we saw the market, supermarket center, backed out of there, saw the cafe and the sugar mill. We then pulled out, came out of here, down to the bakery, up, back down and around, saw the two gas stations that were practically side by side, down to here, up to this little side road where we saw the hotel sell point, down to here, pulled in, we saw the carpentry, the lime station buy point, biogas, the smaller of the two, the BD, then we came over and saw the oil mill, the sugar mill, the cereal factory, then pulled back out to this street here, down to here, over and saw the agricultural fair, down to here, all the way down to this side road here, right beside the highway, up and around where we saw the bigger of the two biogas plants, back up, over to here, and now that catches us back up to where we're at. Now this, pull around back here, this is the Restaurant Hansen sell point. As we continue on, we're going to make a right. Now coming up on my left is the gas station, and to my right is the dairy. Purchased that for $70,000. And tucked around the back, input and outputs. Now we're going to head back down the road, just backtracking just a little ways. And now down this little side path. This building right here. This is the tailor shop. You can purchase this for $100,000. Inputs here, wardrobe trigger right here, and outputs right there. Continuing down the street, right here, we have the spinnery. Purchase this for $60,000. Inputs there and outputs right there. Now over here, alright, so this is the lime station buy point, another lime station here, and this is the grain mire sell point. Now backtrack just a little ways. And we go down this side street here. Whoops, hey, there's a pole right there. To the animal dealer. Now, you can come to this location using this icon right here, and you can purchase animals for your pens and pastures that you have loaded on the map. You can also use this same icon at the pens and pastures to buy your animals and have them delivered for you. The problem with this is that if you purchase from this location directly or the pens and pastures directly themselves, you will incur an additional fee on top of the cost for the animals themselves. So, for an example, cows. An adult cow will cost you an extra $100 per cow that is associated to an additional fee. That fee is essentially a delivery fee. It's this simulation of the animal dealer dropping off the animals to the pens and pastures for you. Now you can save that delivery fee by bringing an animal trailer to this location right here at this icon. Load the animals directly into your trailer. Then, I'm sorry, let me just start that over again. Bring an animal trailer to this location, load directly into it. You can either have a leased or purchased animal trailer, load directly into it using this icon, and then deliver the animals for yourself, and you will save that delivery fee. So it does add up depending on how many animals you're intending to get. And then tucked around the back, right over here, is the animal dealer sell point. And now we get to come back down the driveway, making a right. And now we get to go over this huge bridge right over the kind of center of the map, which is, I think, a really cool kind of feature. It's not huge, but it's still kind of a cool feature on this map. Make a left here and go long. And we're getting ready to hit the next point of interest right over here. It's coming up on my left. All right, that sell point right there is called the EQ sell point, and that is the Lime Station, another Lime Station buy point. Nice little water feature here to my left. And then coming up to my right, another gas station. Now we're heading back towards the main bridge area, just to go on the other side. So this is the road that leads over the bridge, over the highway. Now we'll follow this road along. Just goes into another big loop. Again, coming up to my right, we'll have another gas station. Right there. And now the last set of interests on this map. Tucked around the backside of this building, this is the TG sell point. And this is another lime buying station. And that is it. That is Little Mountain Country. Now it is time to render my opinion and let you know what I think of this map. And like I said, there's a few things that I find, I don't want to say weird, because it might be an actual normal thing and I've just never seen it before. I've never been overseas, and I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a representation of some kind of Germanic area. The picture icon on the mod hub, or when you first look at the map, there's a bit of German in the title that led me to believe that this is supposed to be some kind of Germanic region. I don't know of any like specific region, or if there's like supposed to be a place in particular that this is supposed to represent, but the kind of layout of this map is a little bit unsettling to me. And what I mean by that is you've got this whole kind of northern area where everything's kind of very specific to get to. Like, you have to go down one route or another, and it's kind of forces you down certain avenues and pathways to get to those places. There's a lot of color, lots and lots of different colors. The wildflowers are just everywhere, lining all the roadways, and it makes it feel almost cartoonish. And that's kind of the vibe that I get from the towns, is that it's just kind of cartoonish. And again, I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that as in it just doesn't feel real to me. Like, something about it just feels false. And again, I have nothing to necessarily base that off of, because I have never been to Germany or any of the Germanic regions that this may be based off of. But it's just one of those that I would have a very hard time finding that anybody would build a town in the way that these are kind of laid out. It just doesn't seem to be very functional or necessarily practical. But again, that's just kind of me trying to think about how this would actually be, like, laid out. And yeah, it just, I don't know. I love the kind of undulations that are on this map. Like, there's a lot of different elevation changes, a lot of things that kind of break up the eyesight. Lots of trees that are lining all the roads, and that's also a little bit odd to me. It just, again, doesn't seem natural to me. But yeah, like I said, the color palette is almost too much color. I don't know, just something about it just doesn't really sit right with me, and it's really hard to kind of articulate what that is. Like, there's a lot of areas on this map that are really, really nice to look at, that are very I don't want to say there's a lot of areas on this map that are just very nice, that are very pleasurable to look at. Like, you got this little, like, I don't know if this is supposed to be like a canal or a lake kind of area, but you got the moving boats, you got ducks that are floating on the ponds. Like, you've got a lot of really nice scenery in places. And then you've got a lot of places that are just, like I said, they just don't seem to necessarily fit. You know, like this kind of two fields right here before you get up to all the kind of main shop area, the kind of built up kind of area of the map in the northeast. It seems very, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. Something about it just doesn't strike true with me. And again, I could be way off base. Could be very, very off base. And if I am, I apologize. But it's just something about it just isn't striking a chord with me, in the fact of this being farming simulator, and it just doesn't seem natural. Just something about it just seems artificial. And yes, this is a game, and somebody's going to take my words as completely literal. Yes, this is a game, but it is supposed to be a simulation of real life, and there's going to be some variances from, you know, maker to maker kind of thing. But overall, it's just, there's some things that are really nice about this map. There's other things that are kind of off-putting, and overall, when everything's kind of said and done, I think this was going to be one of those maps where there's going to be just as much positives to say about it as there is negatives to say about it. And it's really going to be one of those maps I feel are going to be kind of a hit or miss with the individuals who see it. I think you're going to have people who are going to either really, really love it or really, really not love it. And yeah, that's why I think, me personally, I'm going to give it right down the middle. I'm going to give it a 3. One other thing, though, before we kind of sign off here, one other thing that is a huge mark against any map, and this one too. If you look at the map itself, the roads are very hard to decipher, very hard to distinguish where a road is versus where anything else is. And I wish that they were a little bit better defined. You can tell where the main roads are, and how they kind of come around here. But I'm going to get to an area of the map coming up where it's not as easy to see where those road networks are and where they lead to. And it just makes it very difficult to be able to plan routes, especially when you're brand new to a farm or to a map itself. You don't know where you're going, and you're trying to just map out the best routes. And it makes it very hard, very difficult for somebody to just hop on it and really kind of get used to what is being offered on that map. So yeah, it's just one of those kind of for any map maker, take some time and make sure that your map is very well defined and very easy to kind of read and navigate, because it does make it a little difficult for people who are just getting on and checking things out. But long story short, I'm going to give this map a 3. Right down the middle. It is a very positive in certain regards, kind of negative in other regards, and I think a 3 it would be a fair assessment of this map. But yeah, that's kind of where I stand on it. But I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show them by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. It shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.